Now that's nice. Okay, hello everybody, this is Big Bang Crypto. My name is Sam and welcome to another episode. Now, if you're asking yourself, what is that for a fantastic music? Well, that is from Snat, one of our community members. He's making amazing things, as you can hear. Alright, so let's get into it. Yeah, this video will be difficult for me because I have to tell you so many things. And yeah, before I get into it, just want to show you something that I posted a few days ago. So after everything that happened in the last days and weeks, I think that the most likely scenario is Bitcoin will continue its sideways movement for the next 2 days, 2 weeks. Next days, 2 weeks. It won't fall below 9K. It is very likely that it moves up to 10.5K again from now on in the next 48 hours. That happened exactly. And then we might see a double bottom between 9.3 and 9.5K formation that takes 1.5 weeks to be finished. This will be the sign for a breakout. The big picture for me is that Bitcoin is inside of a falling wedge since reaching 13.9K. You find this formation again and again over the last 10 years, and I'm still convinced that the altcoins will pump. You see big bullish divergence on nearly every altcoin chart. And you can also see that they're making higher lows or stop making lower lows. The sign for the real start of the altcoin pump is making the first high. All right, so yeah, the problem at the moment is I said that the altcoins will pump, and what we have seen in the last hours and days, it's not a real altcoin pump. I mean, they're doing some gains, 10%, 20%. That's also very nice, but I thought they will make much more than that. Now, the question is why they're moving much slower than compared to the last bull market. And I think there are two reasons. And the major reason for me is there are still a lot of people thinking that this is a bear market. They say things like this is a suckers rally, things like that, and we will go down to $2,000 and stuff like that. And a lot of people lost a lot of money in the last bull market at the end of the fourth wave. I know some people who bought when nearly everything was at the highest point, so they made huge loss. But this is the main reason for me why people don't trust what they're seeing at the moment. So for the altcoins, that means that a pump is likely, but we don't really know when it will happen. I think the most likely scenario for an altcoin pump is when everybody understands, all right, this is a bull market, and then they will come to get the altcoins as well. This will be the point, and I think this point will come in the next days when Bitcoin moves up and shows it is moving to the next wave. It doesn't make lower lows anymore. This is when the people will understand, all right, this is a bull market. You will have it in the media and in the news and in YouTube and everywhere. And this will be the end of this guessing, is this a bull market or a bear market? And as you can see, I also post some other things like this formations that I see and which coins could make nice gains. And also something that my friend Zach did was this summary of my calls, and he made a nice calculation and said if you had this 10x leverage and used all my calls with using $1,000, you made 30K. So this is really nice, and thanks for that. And yeah, the reason I think is why this played out so good is because at the end, I think the main reason is I spent hours and hours to understand what is going on, and I find new things every day. So this is crazy. And today I'm going to show you some other things, and I think you will like it. All right, so let's have a look at the live Bitcoin chart. It's the Bitstamp chart, daily chart. And yeah, so something that a lot of people are talking about is this head and shoulders formation, as you can see. So this one, this big one. And they say that when we break the neckline, so they say this is something like the neckline of that formation. When we break it, let me show you. So yeah, 7,000, something like that. Now, I don't think that this will happen, and I hope after this video you will know why. It will be a little bit difficult, but I will try to explain everything I see. And I want to begin by this formation that I don't know if anybody is seeing it. It's this one. This is my head and shoulders formation. Not this one. This is for the majority. This is for our community. And and yeah, so something that makes totally sense to me, and I hope it will make sense to you, is when we do it like that, what you can see is that we come down to the zone. The deepest point is around 9K. And yeah, so something that I hope you already know is that when you have these formations and you take the height and want to know the price target that is possible, well, only because you make it like this, it doesn't mean that you come all the way down. Sometimes it happens, but not always. But this makes totally sense to me. After all I told you, all right, I always said that we won't fall below 9K again. What you see right here is another proof for that. And I will also show you some other nice things, and you will understand why this is what we have to look at. So what will happen in the next hours and days? So the most likely scenario for me is that when I do it like this, so tomorrow or in the next 48 hours, let's say from now on in the next 48 hours, Bitcoin will come down, and maybe tomorrow you have something like this again, so going up again, and then the day after Bitcoin starts to come down, all right, and then has another day, and then comes down to this point, all right, and then moves up again. So it will reach something around between 9K and 9.5K. I think 9.3K is very likely on the Bitstamp chart. This is very important. And then it will come up again. This will take some days. It will come up again to this point, because this is the last important support level, and this will act as a resistance level. So it will come up to yeah, something around 10K, and then come back down, test this level again, and then it will start to move sideways and follow this purple line. All right. This is what I think is the most likely scenario. And now, why do I think so? Well, to understand what I'm talking about, we have to, oh man, so you have to jump into the DeLorean and go back with me in time. I like that movie. I really like that movie. It's fantastic. I hope you watched it. If not, you should do, because this movie is the reason for my analysis. No, it's not, but could be. So yeah, crazy stuff right here, and I have so much more. All right. Now, like I said, it will be a little bit difficult. I hope you understand it, and I have to be a little bit faster because I want you to see that video before it happens. All right, so this is 2012, and as you can see, the first wave. And in my previous video, I talked about this yellow line, and that this yellow line plays a big role. It starts way back in the last bull market before this one, at the beginning of the fourth wave, and comes all the way and touches the left edge of this valley and the right edge, and then is the very important support level for this drop. All right, and something else that is very important, another line, is this purple line. Now, why is this important? Because as you can see, this is the one very close to the point where it starts moving upwards. All right, so very close at the very beginning of this wave. Not this one, because this one starts way back, but this one starts with this wave. Now what you can see is when you take the first candles and then make this line, what you can see is price respects this line at that point, and it also respects the price at that point. All right, so this is very important, and as you can see, these are very important support levels on the way down, and as you can see, very close to that point. They're very close. So we have a very big support level at this point because we have these two lines. Something else that is important is to see this falling wedge formation, a bullish formation. In the TH chat, I posted that we always have this falling wedge formation. Okay, so this is very important, and as you can see, the lowest point after the third test of the channel line that I always said is above this low. It is above. All right, as you can see, so this is the third test of that channel line. I always talked about that. Now you can see it very nice here because the information is a little bit incomplete, but as you can see, the third test of this channel line, of the falling channel, the lowest point is below the next one, and this is very important for a bull market because you always need higher lows. All right, now going to the next wave, what you can see is, like I said, at the beginning of a wave you already have these lines. And when they start, as you can see, this yellow one, it comes up, it is support here, it is support here, and then it moves on, and you always, and you also have this white support line that starts with this candles at the beginning. So you have this one and you have this one. It's very important, and as you can see, it plays a role on the way up. Right? Plays a role, it plays support. And also there, all right, as you can see. And what you can also see is that after the third low inside of this falling channel, the next one, so this big drop below the daily exponential ribbon, is above this low once again. And we have this falling wedge formation again, the bullish formation. All right, now once again, we have a falling wedge formation. We have, as you can see, we have all these candles respecting this line or forming this line, and this line plays a role at that point. All right. And we also have this white line that starts a little bit higher, so as you can see, a little bit higher, and the price follow this white line on the way up. So after this test, it follows this line on the way up. So again, this is very important. And once again, this low, this one, this big drop, this last big drop, is above the third low. All right, now this is the fourth wave. We don't need to talk too much about it, but as you can see, there are also lines beginning forming at the beginning of this wave, and price respects this levels. And I mean, this is the line that I talked about that is so important. This yellow line starting at the beginning of the wave. Right, and I mean, look at that. This is October 2013 when this line starts, and then again we have this falling valley. This yellow line plays a role at the left edge, at the right edge, and it plays a big role when it comes to the first wave, as you can see, because price respects this line at that point. So very, very strong line. And I mean that this was October 2013, and this is November 2015. Now look, what a big role this line is playing at that time. And now something that once again very important is, as you can see right here, we see this purple line starting with this candles coming all the way up. Price respects it totally. Price respects it. Very important. The price always respects these lines. And again, we have a falling wedge formation, so these red lines are for the falling wedge formation. And yeah, so this is very important, and that is what's going on. And when it comes to the second wave, oh, something I forgot is to say, look at that. Once again, the next low, or the last low is above the third low, once again. All right. So again, falling wedge, a line starts at the beginning of the wave, price respects this line, goes all the way up, and we also have this blue line, and look, we had this massive drop, and this is the only wave where the big drop is below the third low. All right, I want to show you that one. But why did that happen? I think it happened because of this drops. All right, because of this drops, this line started and price came down to test this line again and to see if it is still support, and that is why we had this big drop. But this is the only example I have for you where the price is below the third low. But important is, we have to see something like this, so this kind of drops, that is important. When we have 3, 4 like this big drops, then we have a line, and then there might be a chance that the price will come down to test this again. But you also have this line at the beginning of the wave, and this also plays a big role when it comes to price movement in the next days and weeks. And once again, as you can see, we have this line beginning with the wave respects it, and we also have this blue one. I think this blue one is much better. Yeah, this is the more important one, so it starts with the wave at that point, as you can see. So we'll make it like this, and as you can see, price comes down and finds support, comes back down again, finds support, and as you can see, this big drop is again above the third low. Again, we have a wedge formation, and yeah, and something else that you can see, so why I say we will have 2 tests of this line is, as you can see, price comes down, tests this level, this line, comes back down again, tests this level, and then moves up. All right, and that is why I think it is very likely that we will have two tests like here, coming down, tested, going up, coming down, tested, and then moving away. So two tests, 1, 2. All right, and look at that one. Once again, price comes down, this big drop below the daily exponential ribbon, goes up again, comes down, tests this line, goes up, finds resistance on the point where it drops. That is why I say I don't think that we will go higher than 10 to 10K to 10.2K. So coming up again, test this one, going back down again, testing this line, it is again support, and then moving away. So 1, 2, something like a double bottom formation. That is why I wrote in the TA chat, we might see a double bottom formation. All right. So 1, 2, moving away. So 1, 2, moving away. All right. Now I think you know what I'm talking about. And now, very important again. So this yellow line starts at the beginning of the fourth wave of the last bull market, of our last bull market. It starts. Price is respecting it again and again, as you can see, again and again respecting it. Then we have it very close to the edge of this valley. Then it is resistance on the way up after Bitcoin tried to jump over the valley. So this happened in May 2019. All right, and as you can see, again we have this falling wedge formation, bullish formation. Once again and again we have this bullish formation. Like I said, every wave, and yeah, this line comes up. Price respects it on the way down. 1, 2, going away, and yeah, so and the next line is this purple line. All right, this purple line. As you can see, like I said, at the very beginning of the wave, we have a formation that is the start of a resistance and support level. So this one, all right, this purple one, coming up, and look where it is. Look where it is. Very close to this yellow line. Like I said in the beginning of this video, this is a very strong support level. Very, very strong. And that is why I say it is so likely that the price comes down to this level, moves up again to this level, so something around 10K to 10.2K, going up, and then coming back down, testing it, and then moving away, following this line. All right? This is the most likely scenario. And as you can see, historical price movement is the proof for this. So I say this scenario has the highest probability, the highest one, near to 100%. All right, near to 100%. And everything I say is based on this kind of analysis. All right, so coming down now, testing it, going up again, coming down, and then moving to the next wave. So, and this is the only scenario that makes sense to me. This doesn't make sense to me, and this is not looking so good to me. So this is not a nice head and shoulders. So this one is much better, as you can see, and it really makes sense to everything I told you with this move, with this line. It really makes sense. Yeah. And now the question at the end, with the altcoins, will there be a pump? Something that I saw in the last days and weeks is that the altcoins follow Bitcoin. When Bitcoin falls, they tend to fall too. All right, and when this drop comes, people will sell a lot, and what you will get is really nice entry points. And it is likely that after this drop, Bitcoin and the altcoins start to move up again. All right, then again they will lose, and then we'll start to move up again. And I think this will be an important move. So I think this will be the point. So somewhere at that point here, people will start to say, all right, guys, this thing is over. This is a falling wedge. Some already started to talk about it. And yeah, they will say, all right, look, this is a falling wedge. It's bullish. Price is moving upwards now. And then I think when this comes and the people understand this is a bull market, then the altcoins will pump. I'm sure of that. But something else that is important is it seems like not every altcoin pumps. So there are a few. And if you want to exactly know which ones, you have to come to the Discord channel, because there's everything in the TA chat. And Joy asked me to talk a little bit about Ethereum. So I want to take a look at that one. And yeah, what you can see is Ethereum is not really moving. It's not really moving. It is still inside of this falling wedge. And this is a bullish formation. So at some point it will break out. I'm sure of that. But the question is, when will this be? And yeah, like I said, people don't trust this. They don't know what will happen, what is the most likely scenario. So price will not show real reaction, but I think, I'm very sure that there will be a breakout, a big breakout. I'm sure of that. As soon as the people understand this is a bull market, this will break out. But at the moment, this is a very important resistance level. And when Ethereum is able to break above it and shows confirmation, then it is likely that it moves up. And if you want to know how to find important support and resistance levels, well, you just have to take a look at the chart. It tells you everything. So as you can see, we have a lot of price movement at that zone. So it is likely that after a breakout, somewhere in that zone, it will find resistance. And then when it goes up at that point, all right, and this is a falling wedge, so that means it is also likely that when it comes close to the top of this wedge, that it will drop, all right? And what you always should do is not only take a look at what is going on in the last hours, also take a look at past price movements. So as you can see, this level is at the same height of this level. So this means this is a strong resistance level around $300. Makes totally sense. The next one, now this is the nice thing. So when Ethereum is able to break above this $300 zone, then look at that. There is not much. All right. The next resistance is at $420. All right. So when Ethereum is above, at the end, let's say above $330, it is very likely that it makes a $100 move. All right. Yeah. So as you can see, this is a zone of very fast price movement. All right. We don't have a lot of price movement, so price is inside of it, but moves very fast, as you can see, very, very fast. All right. So this is a way to find support and resistance levels. And something else that is also important, and I want to show you that on the one chain chart, is, as you can see, we have this falling wedge. Now I have to take away my lines. All right. Now, as you can see, that is what I've been talking about. As you can see, we have this falling wedge formation, bullish formation. We have this breakout. Look what price is doing. And now look where the price finds resistance. At this zone where we have a lot of price movement. Not at this zone, because this is fast. This is much faster than here. All right. And this is why you see this crazy move. And now look where it topped out. Very close to the top of this wedge. This is why I say when you have a falling wedge, this is a point to leave the price or to sell. And another very important way is, let me take away all these lines. And something else that is very important is, all right, so we have to go to the 1 hourly chart. So, okay. So the Fibonacci retracement tool. So as you can see, we have this really big pump, and then price comes down to this level. Now, why does it start to move up at this level? Well, when we use the Fibonacci retracement tool, what you can see is one chain came down exactly to the 61% fib. This is a very important fib when it comes to corrections, and it started to move up. All right. Now, why did it stop at that point? Why didn't it move higher? Well, when you can use it again, and what you can do is now start from the highest point, go to the point where the price bounced, and what you can see, it came up to the 50% fib. All right. So again, this is a very important zone, and now it's coming all the way down. Right? So this is a way you can find support and resistance levels. And Litecoin is still inside of a falling wedge. So let's go to the daily. Yeah. So it broke out of this one, this big one came up, and now again is inside of a falling wedge, as you can see, but it didn't break out. But it is very close to that. It is very close, as you can see. It is possible that Litecoin breaks out in the next hours, in the next days. Something that is very likely is that when Bitcoin starts to move up and leave the falling wedge, that Litecoin also starts, because this is a move that happened in the past after the last Litecoin halving. But if you want to trade this, just wait for Litecoin to break this resistance line and wait for confirmation, and then you can trade it. All right, that's it for today's video. I hope you liked the content. Thank you very much for subscribing. Give it a thumbs up, please. Write in the comments what you think about that, and join the Discord channel. And once again, I thank everybody for everything that you're doing. It's amazing. I love it, and that is why I put so much time into this, because I want to give you the best information. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.